Hello, and welcome to another edition of From the Source, COVID-19 Pandemic Edition. I'm your host, Elizabeth Johnson, bringing you the latest information regarding the coronavirus and its impact on your community. Good news! U.S. hospitals will return to reporting new coronavirus cases to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention after a shift to a different system led to delays and data problems. Gyms. You can now go back to the gym. Governor Andrew Cuomo finally unveiled new regulations for the reopening of gyms. They'll be limited to 33% of their normal capacity, and masks will be required at all times. The gyms will be visited by the Department of Health within 14 days of opening to ensure adherence to all guidelines. New restrictions include everyone complete and pass a health screening and sign in upon entering or remotely, providing their full name, address, and phone number for use in contact tracing efforts. The gyms must ensure at least 6 feet distance between individuals at all times. Air filtration systems must be updated for the new HVAC guidelines. Entertainment. A new mandate by Governor Andrew Cuomo put the brakes on all ticketed music and comedy performances at restaurants and bars has caused an outcry in the entertainment industry. The mandate on the New York State Liquor Authority website under the Guidelines for Licensed On-Premise Establishments states only incidental music is permissible at this time. This means that advertised and/or ticketed shows are not permissible. Restaurants and other on-premise food and beverage establishments that have a license through the SLA are only allowed to offer on-premise music if their license certificate specifically allows for the activity, including live music, a DJ, or recorded music. Performers should be at least 12 feet from patrons. All other forms of live entertainment, such as exotic dancing, comedy shows, karaoke, etc., are not permissible currently, regardless of phase. New voting legislation signed. As we prepare for the upcoming 2020 elections, it is critical that we protect the most fundamental cornerstone of our democracy. Governor Andrew Cuomo signed legislation that ensures every New Yorker can safely vote in November amid COVID-19 pandemic and guarantees that every vote will be counted. Starting today, all registered voters can now request an absentee ballot if they are concerned about COVID. The legislation will also ensure that every vote is counted. All boards of election in New York State must count all ballots postmarked on or before Election Day, November 3rd, and received within 7 days after Election Day. All ballots without a postmark received on November 4th, the day after Election Day. New Yorkers can choose to vote early in person or vote in person on Election Day. In 2020, New Yorkers have options. Make your voice heard. Peach recall. Peaches sold in Target and Aldi stores are being recalled. The bagged peaches were sold under the Wawona brand name in 2-pound clear plastic bags at Aldi stores in 16 states, starting on June 1st, according to CNN. The FDA is urging anybody who purchased these peaches between June and now to throw them away. Customers who purchase these peaches are also strongly encouraged to clean and sanitize any surfaces the peaches may have come into contact with to prevent cross-contaminations. Nassau Coliseum is back in business. Nassau Coliseum has been taken over by a new firm, Nassau Live. Once large sports and entertainment venues are allowed to reopen in New York, events can resume at the Coliseum. Nassau County Executive Laura Curran said the deal also preserves the 2019 development plan agreement between the Coliseum tenant and RXR Realty to redevelop the Nassau Hub site. Nassau Live has a month-to-month agreement in place with the arena operating company ASM, formerly tenant NEC's operator, and has also taken assignments of the New York Islanders and Long Island Nets contracts, ensuring that the building is positioned for play in the 2020-21 seasons. Because of the coronavirus pandemic and its possibility of severely affecting the operation of the Coliseum, the county has granted Nassau Live a 60-day standstill period with a possible 30-day extension to more fully present the county its plans for the sustained Coliseum operation and a request for an adjustment of the rent payable under the lease. During this period, the county has agreed not to issue any notices of default for non-payment of rent. Flu shots. It is recommended that New Yorkers get a flu shot for the upcoming fall-winter season. While COVID continues to be a threat, the flu season looms on the horizon. Today, the State Department of Health will issue letters to the local health departments requiring them to submit plans as to how they will handle testing for flu and COVID. This year, it is especially important that the New Yorkers get their flu shot. Evictions. The moratorium for residential and commercial evictions in New York City has been extended to October 1st. Evictions will remain paused for New Yorkers and small businesses facing financial hardship due to the pandemic. Masks. Recently, there has been quite a bit of research done on masks. There are several types of masks available. Researchers have tested masks by their ability to block the coronavirus. 2 medical-grade masks, N99 and the N95, are the most effective at filtering viral particles. Disposable surgical masks are a close second. Surgical masks are about 3 times as effective at blocking virus-containing aerosols than homemade face masks. Hybrid masks are the safest homemade option. Hybrid masks combine 2 layers of 600 thread count cotton with another material like silk, chiffon, or flannel. Filtered more than 80% of the small particles and more than 90% of the larger particles. The World Health Organization recommends that fabric masks have 3 layers, an inner layer that absorbs, a middle layer that filters, and an outer layer made from a non-absorbent material like polyester. The protectiveness of a mask, including N95 and surgical masks, declines considerably when there is a gap between the mask and the skin. So wear your mask properly and lessen the flow. New outdoor eating areas. The Manhasset Park District has created a new open space with picnic tables on their Hillside Avenue property across from the Long Island Railroad Station. The new Heroes Plaza is dedicated to the essential workers in Manhasset who have worked tirelessly and uninterrupted during the pandemic crisis to service the community. No longer able to or allowed limited use of indoor break rooms and lunch spaces, this new park allows workers an area to eat outdoors or socialize with colleagues during breaks. While Heroes Plaza is dedicated to these selfless workers, the plaza is open to all for eating and social distance gathering. It is conveniently located near several restaurants, so the plaza can serve as a seating area for takeout meals. The Manhasset Park District is planning on the entire hillside lot to resume its function as a commuter lot in 2021. But until then, they hope the temporary space will be enjoyed by all. Schools. Most school districts on the peninsula are considering opening with class instruction. Each school district is in contact with parents trying to determine what is the best course of action to bring the children, staff, and workers back safely. To make sure you're abreast of the latest developments, tune into your local Board of Education Zoom meetings to get the latest information. Governor Cuomo has endorsed each district to make their own determination with the input of parents on whether to begin classes on-site or remotely, or a hybrid of both. With the decision being made, some districts may delay reopening until they are fully cognizant of the parents' wishes and have the appropriate safety factors in place. That's all for now. Thank you for watching From the Source, COVID-19 Pandemic Edition. Stay tuned to North Shore Television as we bring you the latest information about the pandemic and how it impacts your community. We're still in the midst of this pandemic and hope you continue to wear a mask, socially distance, frequently wash your hands, dispose of PPE appropriately in the trash can, and stay safe.